Tom's plane landed and he walked through the airport to gather his luggage. He arrived as a guest speaker at a conference for his church's organization, as he had done many times. He became a highly regarded pastor and rose up the ranks respectfully. His story has been told and retold many times over. On the plane, he had an interesting conversation with a woman who was on her way to see a spirit woman. The woman, Cam, said she was a personal friend of the spirit woman and told Tom about the woman's divine connection to Creator. She was on her way to share the spirit woman's energy and ceremony with her. Tom had his reservations about any indigenous ceremonies. He had seen quite a bit when he was younger and living in New Zealand. He was convinced their primitive ways could not get them close to God unless they prayed in church and changed their lifestyle. Anything less is a false sense of God. He felt the community of a church helps keep accountability in the community. People would think twice about what they would do and how they would do things if it was not accepted by the members. Tom has seen how the community has helped people who have come from broken homes. He has also experienced the frustration of trying to help someone who is not receptive to the help. This person who claims to be a spirit woman is manipulating people into her false sense of God. He decided he had time to go and find out what this was all about. When he drove up to where the powwow was being held, he had a difficult time finding parking. There was traffic backed up for blocks, and when he did find parking, he had quite a distance to walk to get there. He felt a sense of sadness that people were coming to see something that was not a holy experience. He felt there was more work for him to do here. When he arrived, the powwow was already in progress. There were singers, drummers, dancers, and beautiful clothing that he learned was called regalia. The regalia are the dancers' finest clothes decorated with feathers, bells, and fetishes that mark the accomplishments of each person. Tom ended up sitting next to a group of Native Americans who explained the meaning of the powwow, how it is their church and their way of connecting to spirit. The drummers drum, and the singers sing, and the dancers dance to connect to the spirit as they sing their prayers. Most of their prayers are asking to be free of the suffering they had endured for so long. Tom, Tom knew the history of the Native Americans and felt sympathy for them, similar to the indigenous people in his country. But Tom felt that the Church of God was their way to end their suffering. As Tom sat there, he started to enjoy the dancing and singing, even participated when the guests were invited to join. He felt a sense of uplifting as he danced in a circle with the other participants. It was moving for him. He had remembered the sense of enlightenment when he was stuck under the truck so many years before. It was when the man mysteriously left him with a canteen full of water. He became overwhelmed with emotion and stepped out of the circle and regrouped. He walked around, ate, drank, and talked to more people. He felt a sense of community and enjoyed the people who were willing to share their experiences with him. As the sun was starting to set, his anticipation was growing for the spirit woman everyone was talking about to hold ceremony. When the announcer came on, he gave instructions on how to experience the ceremony. He also asked that all the surrounding lights be turned off so the only light was the campfire. Everyone abided. The lights went out, and the flames of the campfire were the only light around. Then a young woman wearing a feathered headdress and long cape entered the circle. She walked around, singing as the drummers drummed. Once she made a full circle, she invited all who was ready to receive the energy to join her in the dancing circle. Many people entered and danced as they moved in a clockwise circle. The woman would walk between the people while she sang and touched each person as she walked next to them. The people would be so moved they would cry or sing themselves, then leave the circle, and more people would enter. Tom had never experienced anything like this, and when he entered, he instantly felt the electric energy flow through him. He followed the crowd and tried to see where the woman was coming close to him, but he kept losing sight of her in the crowd. All at once, there she was. She reached out to Tom's hand, and he saw gold rays coming from her hand and into his. He felt the peace of unconditional love and understanding. He felt so moved he broke down in tears. He left the circle, took a seat, and sobbed. He had never experienced such a powerful feeling to come over him. He felt like the hand of God were touching his hand. He was speechless. After sitting for a long time, Tom was getting himself together when the woman came over to him. Tom stood up quickly, but she sat down in the chair next to him. Tom sat next to her. She started talking. "When I touched your hand, I can tell you were a man of God," Xandria said. "Yes, yes, I am," Tom replied, surprised she knew this. "Spirit told me to talk with you now, before you leave tomorrow," Xandria continued. "The work you do is done with all your good intentions, yet judgment is never a good intention. It is a means of trying to control what you cannot control. Everybody has a song that comes from their own being. Everyone has a beautiful offering to contribute to their tribe or community. No one way is the best, and no one way is wrong. All ways are right if they cause no harm to others." "How is it that you can know all this?" Tom asked as he was able to get a good look at the woman. She was young and tall. Her face was smooth but had a pronounced jaw and brow lines. Her eyes were deep brown that Tom felt he could see far into. She was a beautiful woman, but not overly feminine. Her composure was calm and gentle, but when she spoke, her words were direct and deliberate. "Spirit chose me as a messenger for those who seek it, like he chose you to teach the words of God. Teach, but do not change. It will happen as each individual is ready to evolve and ascend in their own time, just like you and just like me." Xandria gave Tom a piece of paper. "Here is how you can contact me. Spirit has brought us together so we can work together. This is Spirit's work." "What can I offer you?" Tom was perplexed. "Your connections with organized religion can help me understand what it is all about. Belief in a higher source is valuable to any person. It gives people guidelines, structure, and something to believe in. Your work is valuable to those who seek it, but that form is difficult for me to understand. You can teach me the ways. If I am in line with the structure and the beliefs, it will be a welcoming experience. If I'm not, it would be a good thing to know," she said, smiling. Tom accepted the paper and thanked her for the divine experience. "I never thought I could be moved the way you moved me tonight. Your impact has changed my perspective on spirituality and acceptance. It has been eye-opening." When Tom left, he donated all he could towards the powwow and to the spirit woman. He boarded the plane and could not wait to get back home to tell Pete about his experience. All the way home, he slept and dreamt the most pleasant, peaceful dreams. As soon as he arrived, he contacted Xandria, and they've been working together ever since.